Is it just us or is it getting hot in here? Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 sexiest male television characters. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we are indeed mostly looking at the character's physical appearance, but we are taking personalities into account as well, because it can make all the difference. Number 10, Captain Hook, Once Upon a Time.
Who are you?
Killian Jones. But most people have taken to call me by my more colorful moniker, Hook.
Aye, Captain. We guess you could say we're hooked on this dark one. And how could we not be? Colin O'Donoghue's Killian Jones is such a fan favorite because, well, let's just start with his English by way of Ireland accent. He really puts the rogue in brogue.
My hook, if you please.
No.
The asking was me, being a gentleman.
This rough and rugged former mercenary is not our typical king or prince fairy tale crush, that's for sure. But he's changed and evolved from his checkered past. His love for Emma Swan has been so redeeming and so pure, it just melts our hearts. Yarr, he can shiver our timbers anytime.
Henry and I wouldn't have succeeded without you.
Of course, love. That's all in a day's work for a hero.
Number 9, James Sawyer Ford, Lost.
All right, sassafras. But if you want to drink, you gotta play.
With his green eyes, stubble, and long, dirty blonde hair, we are hooked on this bad boy's rugged good looks. At the start of this acclaimed series, he didn't exactly make a good impression on the other Islanders.
I didn't hurt it.
Find your own way home.
No problem.
He was rude and wisecracking, had a dark sense of humor, and was a smart con man with a gift for lying and a desire not to let people get too close. As the series progressed though, like Captain Hook, he showed off a much nicer side, which only made him all the more attractive as a result. Number 8, Angel, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Angel.
You're the mystery guy that appears out of nowhere. I'm not saying I'm not happy about it tonight, but if you are hanging around, I'd like to know why.
Maybe I like you.
The Buffyverse is home to a lot of hot men, but Angel stands out. Tall, with black hair and a distinctive style. We're pretty sure he's the reason the saying tall, dark, and handsome exists. Sure, as Angelus, he was one of the most brutal and sadistic vampires the world ever saw. But after being cursed with a human soul, he became sweet and brooding, and fought evil as a champion of the powers that be. We know that we would always be safe around him, but the underlying sense of danger of being with him makes him all the more appealing. But we don't want to meet Angelus anytime soon.
Don't do that! Oh, I think I do that.
Angel?
He's not Angel anymore. Are you?
Number 7, Neal Caffrey, White Collar.
Neighbors can see you.
Oh, the neighbors. Should I give them a little show?
No, here, look, there.
Ooh, I got a hat too.
Now you're presentable.
A white-collar criminal turned FBI consultant, Caffrey has a lot going for him. He's good-looking, a sharp dresser in his suits and vintage ties, and his bright blue eyes are something altogether out of this world. He's cunning and charismatic, so much so that he managed to get away with most of his many, many crimes. He's also quite the gentleman, having a thing for art, fine wines, and naturally pretty women. We could spend hours staring into those eyes and talking to him. In 8 languages, no less.
Excusez-moi. Parlez-vous français?
Number 6, John Luther, Luther. 2 words, Idris Elba. He's tall, muscular, grizzled, well-dressed, and most importantly, British.
I've got myself together, all right? I'm back, and I feel great. I'm good.
A detective in London's serious crime unit, he is super smart and a bit of a workaholic. He's willing to do what it takes to catch criminals, and is willing to get his hands dirty, often getting into trouble for breaching protocol.
Rouse, come on. Jon! Listen, if you're thinking of calling security, don't bother. Call the police. Let's go. Arriba.
Underneath that hardened shell, though, he's a sensitive guy who likes David Bowie, literature, and philosophy, and has a hard time dealing with the breakdown of his marriage.
No!
Number 5. Dean Winchester, Supernatural. We had a really tough time picking between the Winchester brothers. We just want both of them. Is that so much to ask? Tall and muscular with those handsome green eyes and his casual style, Dean oozes sex appeal. His good looks don't go unnoticed on the show either, earning him a lot of attention, especially from the ladies. As well as being hot as hell, he hunts things that go bump in the night with Sam, and we love their brotherly love. Dean is loyal and wisecracking, and his love of classic rock and pie means he'd be cool to hang out with, too.
Bring me some pie. Love me some pie.
Number 4. Jon Snow, Game of Thrones.
I know it. If you attack the wall, you'll die. All of you.
Covered in furs to keep him warm in the harsh snows of the north, he's got a solid frame, a mane of dark curls, and a smoldering look in his eye. With his brooding looks, Snow is sexy in a mournful kind of way. A way that makes us want to hug him whenever he pops up on screen, poor guy. Sure, we realize he can be pretty arrogant, but normally he's fairly humble, with a strong moral compass and a sense of honor. His death and resurrection made him a lot more nihilistic, but there's actually something strangely appealing about that.
Your eyes are still brown. Is that still you in there? I think so. Hold off on burning my body for now.
Number 3. Dr. Derek Shepherd, Grey's Anatomy.
I love you, Meredith Grey. And I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
This dearly departed neurosurgeon with a passion for saving lives certainly earned the nickname McDreamy for good reason. He's handsome and charming, with a smile that makes you weak at the knees.
I was drunk, vulnerable, and good-looking, and you took advantage.
Okay, I was the one who was drunk, and you are not that good looking.
Maybe not today. Last night I was very good-looking.
He takes his job seriously, having high standards and a reputation for taking on tough cases.
I'll be damned. Here it is.
We love his dedication to the job. He's compassionate and warm, and deeply loyal to his friends and family, especially his wife and kids. It's just the sweetest. We're not sure how anyone gets anything done with him around, but we certainly wouldn't mind him being our doctor.
It's a beautiful day to save lives.
Number 2. Eric Northman, True Blood.
It's not a dream, I assure you.
Tall, broad, and blonde with blue eyes, he looks like he's been molded out of clay by Odin himself. To make things even more impressive, he's a vampire who's over 1,000 years old, and an actual Viking. That's pretty hot. Mind you, while he's hella good looking, he isn't always the greatest guy. He's done some awful things in his time, and is manipulative, arrogant, and ruthless.
Sugi, you are mine.
But some of his ruthlessness is melted away by his genuine affection for Suki, and he can also be loyal to those he cares about. We did remember to mention he was a Viking, right? Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Look, it's great. I mean, really, it's great. Thanks for letting me know.
I'm recovering evidence.
Just evidence, that's all.
Interesting. Lily of the Valley.
Lily of the Valley? I've never heard of it.
Number 1. Damon Salvatore, The Vampire Diaries.
I like being the eternal stud.
Yes, being a 150-year-old teenager has been the height of my happiness.
Choosing between brothers again broke our hearts, but we simply had to give the edge to Damon. His dark hair, blue eyes, and strong jawline just won us over. He came into the show as a bit of a bad guy. Notice the trend? Tormenting Stefan constantly, killing, and getting into a lot of clashes thanks to that bad boy attitude. Over the course of the show, he does mellow out a bit, especially thanks to falling in love with Elena. We do know he can be evil and impulsive, but that danger makes him oddly appealing. With those good looks and charm, we just might have to forgive him.
Oh. Tip for later. Be careful who you invite in the house.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Ms. Mojo and subscribe for new videos every day.